So hello friends, I am Neeraj. Hope you are doing great. So awesome. That's so good. So today we are going to start something new, and we all have been into web development. So we have been building web applications, including web backends, web frameworks, and other web technologies like React.js and some other front-end technologies. So, but with this series which we are going to start, so let's dive into our mobile development, right? So we will with this series. So we will see how we can build and deploy a mobile application, and for mobile development we have a couple of choices to use. We can go with the traditional way, like using Android Studio or Xcode for iOS development, or we can use something newer technologies including Flutter or React Native. So we are going to use React Native in our learning purpose, in learning, and in our development purpose as well. Because React Native, I like that because React Native is purely JavaScript, and we all know JavaScript because we have been working on JavaScript technologies for a longer time. So without wasting much time, so let's land on our React Native website. So this is our landing page, and the base purpose of React Native is that it says that learn once and write anywhere. So the best part of using React Native is that we can write one single application, and with just little modification, so we can build our application, that mobile application that could run on Android as well as on iOS. So this is the beauty of this. And by the way, this is pure JavaScript, or we can use TypeScript as well. So React provides a handsome support for TypeScript. So we will be using a TypeScript in our coming tutorials, coming sessions. So we will be seeing that. And this is the topmost resource which we will be using, that is the documentation setup. So we will, in today's session, so we are going to see all these things. So how we can set up our development environment, so that could be easier for us to move on in coming sessions. And by the way, I have already developed this application that is Android, that is running on Android, and this is already built and deployed, so it is already available on their website as well. And by the way, this is running in my simulator. So here our heading is there, and other things are text is there, and this is having a scroll bars, you can see, like, and this is purely clickable. So if you click on it, so it will open a Chrome browser right from inside your mobile application. So I will provide the link in the video descriptions where you can install this APK and you can give it a try. So and in order to run it, so this is running on my machine, and this is the command to run it. So npx React Native run Android. I'll show that to you, don't worry. So, and if we land onto the documentation, so here there are few dependencies which if you try to use React Native for mobile development, so there are few things that is topmost required. So you need Node.js, and it says, by the way, like, I am using Ubuntu machine, so I can definitely tell you how to install other dependencies out. If you can comment it out if you find any difficulty, so I will definitely help you out there. So you need to install Node.js, and you need to install OpenJDK. So please give it a mind, please be cautious that it says you may download and install OpenJDK, and here it says React Native currently recommends version 11 of the JDK, and OpenJTK is also fine, and OpenJTK on your system packager. So I have actually went ahead and installed OpenJTK. So if you click on it, so it will open here, and it is also having all the instructions how to install and what needs to be done. So you just need to install OpenJTK as well. And for Android development, you need to install Android Studio. However, please don't worry, so we will never use it, we will never run it actually Android Studio, but for the development purpose we need Android Studio in our machine, right? So all the tutorials are there, and if any difficulty is there to install Android Studio, so definitely do let me know, and I'll try to help you out, so don't worry for that. And once we once we install all these dependencies, so we need to export these few variables, and then we will need to install start a new project. So rather I will dive into my terminal, and let us give it a try. So cd, I will go to yt, cd yt, and here we will create a new directory, React Native, and we will cd to it. And here it says, the documentation says that we need to create a new application. So we will copy this command, and we will paste it here and hit enter. It may take some time. Yes, it may take some time to install all the node packages, and once it is done, so we can for the development purpose also we can do it on a physical device as well as on a virtual device. So for right now, like as I showed that to you, that I am using Android emulator, so that is running that is running on my device emulator. So I will provide the link, so don't worry. So it is installing all the dependencies. So I have all the dependencies on my machine, so there won't be any problem. So it has already created a project named as awesome project. So let's cd into it, awesome project. So okay, fine. And in order to run it, so it says we need to start the metro. So by the way, don't give more focus on we will learn definitely what metro is and what it does. So but for now, just copy this command and paste it here. So npx React Native start, and it will ask us to where we want to run it. So either iOS or Android. So my machine is Ubuntu, so I will press A for Android, and our app is being installed, and it will be started in a few minutes. If first time only it takes that much of time, but otherwise next time onwards it would be a very easy process. Okay, so it takes lesser time. Let us see. So it takes, actually Android Studio is required just to build it and integrate and collaborate with all the dependencies, all the you can say like components of Android Studio. Android Studio is required only for that purpose. otherwise we will not be using, we will never open that. So don't worry, be assured, we will never need to actually open that. So you can see like our application build has been started, and in fact our application has perfectly built and perfectly installed, and the APK has already been perfectly working fine on our device emulator. So this is it, and this is working perfectly fine and in the device emulator. And definitely yes, in order to close that out, so we will just press Ctrl and C to exit it out, and our application has got stopped. And this is it, and for today's session. So in the coming session, so definitely we will try to do the real time application, what that that I showed that to you. That was that application which I developed. So we will be rebuilding it from scratch, right? So that way I think like the moment we try to rebuild it, or that way I think like that would be much more meaningful, and that would be a better way to understand and learn the concepts. And by the way, if you already know React.js, so that would make the life in React Native development much more easier. But even though if you don't know that, so don't worry. So we will cover cover all those concepts, so which are common in React.js and React Native. So definitely yes. So we will cover them out. So till then, hope you enjoyed the session, and in the coming session, so definitely I am going to meet you. Okay, so till then, take care, bye bye, and happy coding.